Today we are going to start in child's pose with your hands on a block. So when you're ready, just bring your block out in front of you, rock your body side to side. Let your forehead rest down onto the ground. Breathe into your back. Soften your hips back. Letting your breath fill up the space between your shoulder blades. And letting your exhales get really long. Noticing if you could soften your shoulders. If your hips could press back a little more. Two more breaths. Last breath. And taking your block, moving it over to the left. Place your right hand on top of your left hand. Let your head come down. If you need to, you can add some support, maybe another block under your forehead. But feeling a nice stretch all along the right side of your body. Leaning your hips right, your shoulder right. Two more breaths here. And when you want to, you can move your block up and over towards the right side. Your left hand stacks on top of your right, your forehead touches down. Lean your body left. Letting your hips slide back. Noticing your breath is still long, deep, and slow. Two more breaths here. And when you're ready, placing your block off to the side, let your hands come about shoulder width apart, spread your fingers super wide. Let your elbows touch down onto the ground. And it's almost like you're trying to wrap your shoulder blades off of your upper back. So your elbows are down. Your upper back puffs up towards the sky. Draw your hips back. And on your next breath in, rock forward. Your shoulders arrive on top of your elbows. Slide your hips back. Breathe out. Two more like this. Forward. And back. Forward as you breathe in. Back as you breathe out. Your elbows lift off the ground. Your elbows drop down. Breathe out. Inhale your shoulders on top of your elbows. Exhale, straighten your arms out. Your elbows lift, your hips go back. Good. Forward to a tabletop. Your shoulders stack on top of your wrists. Pause here. Slide your hips back. 2 more like this. Rock forward. Activity through your arms. Feel the stretch all the way through your body. Your hips go back. Last time, you rock forward. We rock back. Almost like you're trying to lead from the back of your heart. The spine between your shoulder blades roll forward, rounding your upper back. Pause here. Bring your knees about hip width apart. Moving into a few cat-cows. You can tuck your toes under if you like. But drop your belly button down towards the ground. Your hips lift, your shoulders roll back. As you breathe in, look forward. Breathing out, your spine to the sky, your chin to your chest. Exaggerate your movements. Your spine drops down, your shoulder blades slide back, looking up. Your spine to the sky, your chin to your chest. Breathe out. Good. We'll go 2 more rounds. Moving slowly in time with your breath. Lingering where you need to. And eventually you'll come to a neutral spine. Pause here. Long breath in, your shoulders plug back. Long breath out, we stay. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and hover just for a moment. Press the ground away from you, plug your shoulders away from your ears. Last breath. Downward dog, your hips to the sky, pedal it out. And take a few. Just lean into what you need. Explore your corners today. Notice where you're holding tension. Where can you create space? Where do you feel really good? Find that. You can even sway your head left and right. Your right ear touches your right biceps. Your left ear touches your left. But when you're ready, pause in your downward dog. Your feet are about 2 fist widths apart. Your heels press down. Your knees are a little bit bent. Stretching out your hamstrings. Your hips push away from your hands, so press the ground away from you. Your breath is in your upper back. Last breath here. And bring your right foot to the sky. Kick it up. Slowly, with control, bring your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Pause, sway forward and back. Nice and slow, swaying forward and back. Eventually, your left knee touches down onto the floor. Pause here. Let your hips soften down. Maybe you have blocks for your hands. Maybe you don't. That's okay. Maybe you come up on your fingertips. As you breathe in, look up. Breathing out, squeeze your glutes around your spine, your chin to your chest. Good. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round your upper back, your chin to your chest. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. 2 more like this. Breathing in. Breathing out. Last one, looking up. Breathing out, round your spine. Good. Little change. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, your hips slide back. Your right toes face the sky, half splits. You can adjust your back knee if you need to, if you want to. Just allow your knee to be under your hip. And then check out your right toes. Your right toes face upwards. Your right knee is slightly bent. Take your right thumb, stick it in your right hip crease, and roll your right hip back and away from you. Notice the stretch in your right hamstrings. And settle in. As you breathe in, your heart drives forward, your chest is open. Breathing out, your tummy goes towards your thigh. 2 more breaths here. Last breath here. Looking to the inside of your right foot, claw both of your hands forward, bend into your right knee, and pause. Turn your right toes to face 1 or 2 o'clock, and come onto the outside edge of your right foot. So your right knee opens off to the side. You can take your right hand and press your right thigh away from you if that feels good. Option, stay here. Option, lower yourself down onto a block or onto your elbows. Whatever feels better. Breathe into your upper back. Soften your chest forward and down. Maintaining tension through your right leg, so don't just roll your ankle, press into the outside of your right foot. Last breath here in dragon. And starting to walk back up onto your hands. Close up your right foot. Good. Pause. Reach your heart forward. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and turn all 10 of your toes to face the side. A wide-legged forward fold. You're welcome to rock side to side if you want to. Maybe your toes face 1 and 11. Your knees are a little bit bent. Then you grab onto opposite elbows to hang. Option to have your hands on the floor if that's better for you. We've got 2 more breaths. Last breath. Letting your hands come down to the floor if they're not already there. Your left toes face 11 o'clock. Good. Start to drop into that left heel, so bend your left knee. Your right toes will turn to face the sky, coming into your ninja. Drop your hips back, lift your chest forward, and maintain tension, so flex your right leg. Your hips go back, your spine is long. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Looking at your left foot, turn all 10 of your toes to face the back of your mat and lower your right knee down to the floor, coming into a low lunge. So you may need to adjust the length of your stance or the width of your stance. If you are needing a little more balance, I recommend walking your left foot a little bit more to the left. From here, maybe your fingertips are on the floor, maybe you have your block. Letting your hips soften forward. As you breathe in, look up. Breathing out, round your upper back, your chin to your chest. Good. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round through. Maybe acknowledging any differences between this side and the last side. Looking up. Rounding through. 2 more breaths in your own time. Breathe deeply. to move slowly. Last one. Coming to neutral, looking forward and up. A little change, half splits, slide your hips back. Your left toes face the sky. Your right knee is pretty much underneath your right hip. Roll your left hip back. Reach your chest, your heart forward. And bring your tummy to your left thigh. Allowing your left knee to be as bent as you need to. Your breath is still long. Two more breaths. Driving your hips back, reaching your heart forward. Last breath. And clawing your hands forward onto the inside of your left foot. Drop your hips forward. Pause here. Turn your left toes to face 11 o'clock. And come onto the outside edge of your left foot. Starting to walk your hands forward. Always the option to take your hand and press your left knee away from you. Always the option to lower forward and down onto your elbows, onto your block, whatever feels better for you. If you can't breathe, you've probably gone too far, so just ease off a little bit, it's okay. Doing what you can to use your breath to soften areas that don't need to work anymore, to ebb away at spots of tension. You have one more breath. Walking your hands back onto the ground if they're not already there. Closing up your left foot. Pause. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. And walk yourself into a wide-legged forward fold. Again, return all 10 of your toes to face the side. Option this time to almost pigeon toe your feet. So your toes face inwards, your ankles are wide. Bending your knees. Just stretching the outsides of your legs this time. Option to come down onto your hands. Again, grabbing opposite elbows. Or maybe this time you interlace your hands into the nook of your neck. But wherever you are, your knees are slightly bent. Your breath, reliable. Drawing you back to yourself. Last breath here. Your hands go down towards the floor. Looking to your right foot. Turn your right toes to face 1 o'clock. Find tension through your left leg. Turn your left toes to face about 11. And drop your hips towards your right heel, so bending into your right knee. Keep your chest elevated. Your left toes can face the sky, but flex your left quads to protect your knee. Sitting back, long through your spine. 2 more breaths. Maybe using your right elbow to push your right knee away. And when you're ready, looking to your right foot, turn your left toes down, turn all 10 of your toes to face the front of your mat. Plant your hands and step back, downward dog. 2 breaths here. On your next breath in, forward to plank. Lower all the way down, breathe out. Pause. Your hands next to your chest, baby cobra, breathe in. Slide your shoulder blades back. Lower down, breathe out. We'll do 2 more like this. Breathe in, lift your chest, roll your shoulder blades down. Good, lower down. Last one, breathe in. Lower down, breathe out. Pause here. Bend into your right knee and grab your right ankle. Good. As you breathe in, lift your chest. Breathing out, your foot towards your hips. Your hips drive into the floor. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, drop your chest. Last one. Slowly release your right foot. And coming to the other side for your half hero's pose. Good. Grabbing onto your left ankle. Half bow, sorry. As you breathe in, lift your chest. Your hips into the floor. Just making sure that your left knee is in line with your left hip. Two more breaths. Last breath. Slowly release your left ankle. Plant your hands next to your chest. Inhale, baby cobra. Lengthen your spine forward and up. Lower down and press back into your child's pose. Your hips find your heels. Your hands claw forward. Your forehead connects with the earth. Just pausing. At home with yourself. Doing what you can to allow yourself to land here. Allow gravity to hold you. Two more breaths. One more breath. Spread your fingers wide. Sway your body left and right. And start to walk your hands towards your knees. Sitting back on your heels for hero's pose. Taking your block, maybe sticking it between your hips and your heels. Maybe sitting back onto your heels. Just make sure that your knees are in line with your hips. From here, you can bring your hands behind you, pushing down into the tops of your feet and your shins. Very important that your knees stay on the ground. Drive your hips up off your heels. Long through your spine. Maybe looking up, maybe your chin is on your chest. As you breathe in, push your hips up. Breathing out, lift your chest. Two more like this. Last one. And when you're ready, maybe your chin comes back towards your chest. Your hips return to your heels. Your shoulders on top of your hips, and your hands rest on your thighs. Close your eyes. Roll your shoulders back and down. One last deep breath in through your nose. Through your mouth, breathe out. Slowly making your way down onto your back. Just allowing your tailbone to connect with the ground, your lower back, your mid back, your upper back. Pausing with your knees bent to start, just allowing your spine to arrive. And again, putting as much of your back body on the ground as possible. Your hands go where they want to, maybe beside you. Maybe your right hand is on your belly and your left hand is over your heart. Acknowledging the wave of your breath. And from here, allow the soles of your feet to connect, your knees open super wide. Supine carpenter's pose. Just find a spot where your knees can float. If you have a pinching in your hip, just take a block and place it under that thigh for a little extra support. The space will come in time. Maybe it won't. That's okay too. In this shape, as we have in all shapes, reconnect with your breath. Allowing the connection of your feet to support your legs, to find ease in your hips, support for your lower back, and softness through your chest, ease in your shoulders, and maybe adjusting your head as you have more space along your spine. Finding that perfect spot in the back of your skull. Allowing all the muscles in your face almost to melt into that spot. And the only activity left is your inhale and your exhale. You're welcome to keep your legs in this diamond shape or one leg at a time, lengthen all the way out, suspending into your final Shavasana. As you arrive into yourself, to maybe acknowledge yourself beyond yourself. Know that you are anchored, you are supported in your breath. And the only thing left to do is breathe in and breathe out. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need to, as long as you'd love to. And
when you do decide to get up and play with our world, please be mindful of others. Respect life and honor yourself with a clear mind and a strong heart. Namaste.